Hi folks, so I just wanted to show you how to use the instances. So basically in config, here we have a new checkbox called use material instances. If I disable it and I send the material, let's do it. Then here in materials, a material is created and it's created with the setup. Okay? Now, if we enable the use material instances instead, let's delete this material for now and send it. Instead of creating a material, what it will do is it will create a base material. For this main material, in order to create it correctly, I just create a simple basic material with the default values, and I added a color checker just because I think it's sometimes a useful tool instead of a weird texture there. And then we'll create an instance material. In this case, for example, this one. Now, if I open it, here is an instance material with the correct parameters. In the text folder, it will create as well. Let me try to make this bigger. And maybe this icon smaller. I think they can do this icon smaller. Let's list. Okay. This should be enough. So it creates the textures for the base material and the textures for the actual material. Now let's say I want to create a different material that is an instance. If instance is disabled, it will create a native secondary material. But let's say that we need an instance, and it's the same preset. So now let's add this and let's create it and let's call it sphere 2. So again, I have an instance created. And this time, it will create a new material based on the same default material instance, that is this one. But it won't create a secondary base material, right? It will only create a new base material if you change the preset. For example, let's say that we want this one, standard pack AU. Let's create sphere 3. And the sphere 3, let's delete this and maybe add this one. Now we create it. Because this one is using a different preset, it will create a new base material. That is this one. And it will create it in order to work with this new base material. Right? And in this material, you have the emission weight that we talked about. And so, for example, if here I add the emission channel, and let's say I send the emisib, I have the base material ready. And as you can see here, the instance has the values. But if I add an extra channel, and I click send, the material instance won't be recreated. It will the material base won't be recreated, but the material instance will be reconfigured to enable the respective, in this case, emisib and emisib weight, because we're using an emisib material. Okay, now let's say that we don't want to use the emisib material, but we want the opacity one. We click send again. What it will do is it will disable again the emisib weight because it's not needed in this case. It adds the opacity, and automatically will change the blend mode to masked in order to work with instead of opaque, in order to work with opacity materials and enable the opacity. Now, if we want to remove it, we just need to remove the opacity. Click send again. And now the material will, well, that didn't work. I need to check that. Let me check this. Okay, let's click send. Okay, I need to fix this, but other than that, with the opacity, it's working. I'll try to fix this and update and create a new update. But for now, we can use the 3.1.36 36 in order to test these presets. I'll fix this blend mode issue in the probably tomorrow or next week, but for now you can start testing the instances. Okay, so let me know what you think.